Hello, my name is Doree Bryant, and I'm the Supervisor of Human Services for the Village of Schaumburg. One of the programs under my supervision is the senior program at the barn, and today I have the opportunity to interview one of our seniors in that program, Maria Albrecht. Hi, Maria.
Hi.
Thanks for being here today.
Oh, you're welcome.
I know a couple of months ago you and I had a chance to talk to each other over lunch at the barn, and we happened to get into a conversation about some of experiences that you had in your childhood and your journey here to America. And I thought your story was so fascinating that I spoke with our coordinator at the barn and said, I really think we need to interview Maria on cable television so that she can share her story with other people, because I thought it was so interesting. And one of the things that we do with this show is have seniors talk about what things were like when they were growing up, so that people will have a chance to remember what things were like back then. And some of the kids these days don't know about what things were like back then, so this show was a chance for them to hear some of that. So thank you for being here today and being willing to share that. My recollection is that we started by saying that you were born in Yugoslavia.
That's right.
And then you started telling me about things that happened towards the end of World War II for you when you were about 5.
Yeah, it was in 1944 in April. It's when the Russians came into our city. And we got 15 minutes to leave our homes. And we had to assemble in front of the house. And all the male that were still left, men that were old enough to carry guns, they were all shot. And they took them away on wagons. And we were put in concentration camps.
Okay, my recollection was that it was your mother and your grandmother and you.
My mother and
great-grandmother. That's right. And then your father was...
My father was in war already. My father went to war when I was 2 months old.
Okay, so he was already gone.
My father was gone.
Okay.
I don't recollect my father at
that age.
Right. Because he was never there. He was at war.
So at 5, you and your mother and your great-grandmother were taken to a concentration camp.
Right. With that, and in that one camp where we were at, they separated all the young women and put them in trains to Siberia, and they left the children and the old people behind.
Okay, so that's when you were telling me that you and your great-grandmother were left at the camp.
Right.
And then your mother was one of these young women that were put on a train.
Put on the train to go to Siberia.
And then you told me what she did, so can you share that with us?
Yes. Well, on the way to Siberia, she jumped out of the train. I don't know where. All I know is that it took her a whole year to find me.
Right.
To find the camp where I was at.
So she jumped off the train basically walked back to the camp.
Yes, maneuvered her way back to, where she left me.
And did she ever share stories with you about how she made that journey back to the camp?
No, that's one thing she never talked about.
Okay.
She said it's better if I don't know.
Okay.
So that's where she left it. And my great-grandmother was with me, but only at the beginning, because she couldn't take it. She died right away. Mm-hmm. She was old. She was in her 80s. And all she kept telling me is, take me home.
Sure.
And I couldn't take her home.
That had to be so hard for her.
And she died right away. So I was all alone in the camp. And the way I survived is I tried to stay with families that had older people that had other children around them, because the children that were old enough to remember things, they took them away and killed them. And the real young children that couldn't remember things, they raised them as their own.
Okay.
So in order to survive, I pretended I belonged to different families, if they come around. Then
after your mom was taken away on the train to Siberia, then you had to pretend that you were somebody else's child, in order to...
For them not to take me away. Right.
And you were only 5.
I was 5
you must have had just a survival instinct at that young of an age, to figure out that you needed to act like you were someone else's child.
And then in the camp we had lice and fleas, and I was so full of scabs in my hair and everything that my whole head was all scabbed up from all the lice. They were literally eating us up alive.
Yes.
I still remember how the head hurt and stuff, but there was nothing I could do.
And then you said it took about a year for your mother to make it back to the camp.
Yes. She snuck into the camp and she found me.
You must have been shocked.
Well, yeah.
I mean, do you remember what you felt like when you saw your mother again?
Oh, it was a relief to have somebody in this world, because I thought I was all alone in the world. There was no, great-grandmother was gone, and, you know, mother was gone, father was gone. I
Sure.
had no other relatives around.
Right.
My whole mother's side of the family was killed. So there was nobody but me.
So then you had told me that your mother kind of hatched a plan even after she got back to the concentration camp with you. Can you remind me of that?
Well, what we had was that was after 3 years being in concentration camp. Though we were both sick. We had malaria, and we were sick. And she says, "Well, we're gonna die here, or we're gonna get shot sneaking out, or with God's help, we might make it." And that's when we snuck out to out of the camp, and we tried to make it into Austria. We went to Hungary first, because the camps we were at the Hungarian border.
Okay.
So we went to Hungary, and there was people that helped us get to the Austrian border, and then we crossed the border there into Austria.
Okay, so now, Maria, how old were you again when you made this journey to Hungary from the concentration camp?
About 8.5.
Okay, and you said you were kind of collected people along the way.
Right, because the people in Hungary, they knew these people were coming, and they helped them. They kept a bunch of them together, and then they took in bunches. They showed them the way how to get to Austria.
Okay, and you would like be walking at night when it was dark, and then during the day be staying in people's homes?
Right, mainly at nighttime.
Okay.
So nobody could see us.
Right.
Most of our journey was done at night.
So there were people in Hungary that were helping you like hide in their houses during the day.
Right, in the barns, fields.
Okay.
Sometimes it was just cornfields, you know, and stuff like that. They were hiding us.
So now how long did it take you to get from the concentration camp to Austria?
Now, see, that's something I don't know.
Okay.
It took a while, but I have no concept of time.
I could see that. You were a child, for one thing.
Right. See, what I remember is events that really got to me.
Sure.
But I don't remember names of the concentration camps or things like that.
And do you remember on this journey to Austria, do you remember being scared?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Especially when we crossed that river, you know, into Austria. And then when we got into Austria, the part of Austria we got to was occupied by the Russians.
Okay.
So we were right back to the people
who had put you in the concentration camp in the first place.
Right. So we were, because when we saw their star, we knew we were in the Russian zone, and they could take us to Russia or do with us whatever they wanted, because that's the way it was at that time.
So what did you do then?
Well, the Russian soldiers did see us, and they found us in Austria. And there was only one there, and the other one had said he had to go somewhere, and he didn't know where to go or get help or whatever, because they both left. Both soldiers left, and they told us to wait. And when they left, we went farther into the English zone.
Oh, okay.
We didn't wait for them.
Right now is probably a good time to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.